And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, it's Premier League football coming up this weekend. Yes, an unusual break for Liverpool, but it was courtesy of course, finishing in the top 8 of the Champions League. Now, we do have some huge news ahead of the clash against West Ham United, which we're going to discuss momentarily, whilst also going over all the latest Liverpool news. But I just wanted to touch upon the Champions League and just kind of get a quick opinion from you guys. It seems as though we're going to be taking on either Atletico Madrid or Galatasaray in the round of 16, and I believe that draw will be imminent. However, I just want to know where you guys stand at this moment in time. And who would you rather? Would you rather Atletico Madrid or Galatasaray? Galatasaray have just beaten Juventus, by the way. Atletico Madrid beating, of course, Club Bruges. Both of those should be winnable, regardless of who we get. Not like last year, where we just so happened to get like the best team in Europe, who eventually went on to win the competition. However, we should be able to go a little bit further in this competition, if not try and win this competition. Yes, might seem a bit ambitious, but it's Liverpool Football Club, and you expect those sorts of things, especially in this competition. Now, ahead of the clash against West Ham United, the club have been... There was some big news, of which we're going to be discussing. And yeah, West Ham is a tricky one. Form has turned a little bit better for them more recently. And it can be a difficult game, especially when you're going up against a team that are, of course, battling to stay in the Premier League. But ahead of that game, guys, it looks as though we will have a bit of a boost as Jeremy Frimpong is back and available for Liverpool after injury and set to be in the squad. Now, we have been, of course, down to the bare bones at the back line. We've been seeing all sorts of different players fill in that back line. And whilst Roberto Szoboszlai has been absolutely amazing, yes, I know, Jeremy Frimpong would be a greater addition to bring back into that team, but that's a huge boost, especially into the running. However, the update on Florian Wirtz is that he will not be available for Liverpool's next game against West Ham. At this moment in time, I don't know when Flo will be back. Usually when I say that, I do not know. I do know, and I don't want to share, but this time I honestly don't know. So, two big revelations there with regard to it ahead of the game, of course, against West Ham. However, let's just be honest here. We've got it's good to see one player come back, but of course we do want to see Florian Wirtz on his way back at some point as well. But regardless, the expectation from Liverpool is to get all 3 points, and we need to try and, get some proper winning momentum because those Champions League spots are up for grabs. So do let me know your thoughts on that down there in the comment section below. In fact, give me a score prediction ahead of West Ham.
In other news, interest from Real Madrid has once again placed Liverpool's recruitment model and long-term planning under the spotlight, with Dominik Szoboszlai now being discussed in 9-figure territory. The Hungary international has elevated his standing considerably this season, and according to respected football finance expert Stefan Borson, the midfielder has played his way into the £100 million bracket. Szoboszlai's performances under Arne Slot have been central to Liverpool's rhythm and attacking fluency. Across 36 appearances in all competitions, the 25-year-old has delivered 10 goals and 7 assists, numbers that only partially reflect his broader influence. His energy between the lines, pressing intensity, and capacity to dictate tempo have made him one of the most complete midfielders in the Premier League this term. That sustained excellence has inevitably drawn attention from Europe's elite, with Real Madrid heavily linked. Szoboszlai remains under contract at Anfield until June 2028, placing Liverpool in a position of strength should formal interest materialise. The Merseyside club invested £60 million to sign him from RB Leipzig in the summer of 2023, a figure that already looks like shrewd business given his trajectory since. Discussing the situation, Borson was unequivocal about the player's current market value. "I think Szoboszlai has probably put himself in the £100 million bracket," he said. "Such a valuation reflects both performance and profile. At 25, Szoboszlai is entering his peak years. He is established at international level with Hungary, technically refined, physically robust, and tactically adaptable. In an era where elite midfielders capable of contributing double-digit goal involvements are scarce, that blend carries a premium. Yet valuation and likelihood are not always aligned. Borson was quick to stress that even with Madrid's financial muscle, a deal at that scale may not be straightforward. If he was to move, I think it's pretty unlikely that Real Madrid would invest at that sort of scale this summer for Szoboszlai, he explained. I think Liverpool probably would even think twice at £100 million because obviously you've got to replace him and it's not completely clear where you would spend your £100 million. That final point is crucial. Liverpool's decision-making would not simply revolve around profit. Replacing Szoboszlai's technical output, athleticism and tactical flexibility would represent a significant recruitment challenge. Inflation at the top end of the market means £100 million does not guarantee a like-for-like upgrade, or even equivalence. Borson also contextualized Madrid's financial position, noting their commercial dominance. Real Madrid are financially massive right now. They are the undoubted leaders in world football. The stadium has been a huge success, generating huge revenues, and they're clearly in the running for the Champions League and La Liga again. The redevelopment of the Santiago Bernabeu has transformed Madrid's revenue streams, enhancing matchday income and commercial opportunities. However, financial strength does not automatically translate into extravagant spending. They're very well set, but they have been quite prudent over the last few years when it comes to transfer fees, Borson added. They've been quite selective about where they've been spending their money, leveraging their scale in the market and their presence in the market for free transfers. Whether they do that, obviously we've been told that they're not going to do it with Konate this time, which has been rumoured. But I just think a £100 million deal for Szoboszlai to me feels unlikely. From Liverpool's perspective, Szoboszlai's versatility further strengthens his importance. In recent weeks, he has deputized at right-back amid injury issues, demonstrating positional intelligence and defensive discipline alongside his attacking instincts. That adaptability increases both his internal value and external appeal. Ultimately, while speculation surrounding Madrid will continue, Liverpool hold the contractual leverage and, crucially, the sporting incentive to resist. Szoboszlai is not merely a high-performing asset, he is increasingly integral to the identity of Slot's evolving side. Even at £100 million, the calculus may not be as simple as it first appears. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.